Who's our new council member. Welcome.
Thank
We're
you.
glad that you're here. And looks like you're ready to go to work.
Ready.
And we have, I don't know why it is, Brent has been with us for a long time, and we appreciate his expertise.
About 81 years.
Well, not on the council. But he came to us with lots of experience and lots of background, and we've appreciated the work that he does for us. Janelle is our resident engineer, and she does a ton of work. Carrie Kirk does amazing work with our youth and really brings enthusiasm to this group. And David brings his financial background, so we appreciate all of your work. The Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be led by Scott Campbell, so if you would stand.
Say it with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I've asked Carrie Kirk if she would give us a prayer, unless there's someone in the audience that would like to give a prayer. Okay.
Our eternal Father in heaven, we are grateful to be here as thy servants, and we're grateful for the opportunity we have of being part of a community where we feel safety and peace. We are grateful for those who are willing to come and to participate and to become involved in community service. Heavenly Father, we pray that thy Spirit will bless our conversation and our thinking, that we can do things that will be in the best interest of those who live within Providence. And we offer this prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, so our first order of business is to swear in our new council member, Scott Campbell. And so, Scott, if you'll come down front to the microphone.
I raise my hand or?
So if you will repeat after me, do you solemnly, well, I guess, I don't have to have him repeat after me, do I?
No, just, yeah, I'll just say,
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that you will discharge the duties of your office?
Yes.
I love that. Thank you.
That was simple. Thank you.
Welcome. So now we can get down to business. And the first business that we have is to have reports from the council. We used to have these at the end, but it was not when there were people here to hear what we were saying. And so we decided that we would move it to the front of the agenda so the people who are here. One thing that I would like to, I'd like to welcome Deputy Walentine. He's our star deputy for the Sheriff's Department, and we appreciate the work that he does. And I said, was there something you wanted to say tonight? And he said, no, they just told me that I should come to meetings when I have time. And so we appreciate you being here so that you can kind of hear what's going on for us in the city. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's have the council reports, and we'll start on this end. And Scott, give you an opportunity to hear what people are reporting on. But since you haven't officially been a council member, it'll just be good reports for you to hear.
Happy to listen.
Okay. All right. David?
Yeah, thank you. Probably a little bit slower month for me, just with Christmas, New Year's, and so didn't get any emails. Last time I asked for them, there was a lot though, so maybe I'll just ask for some more for next month. We'll see what happens. I know the state legislature has gotten going again, and you were just talking about some of that. There's, with my new assignments that I'm stealing from Carrie, apparently, we'll talk about that more later, but
You can have
I've
all
been-
the assignments you want.
I've been watching some of the tax bills coming through, and that's an interesting thing to see. And so there's some that may affect us regarding property tax, sales tax, taxation. There's one that's considering increasing the exemption for primary residence from 45% to 60%. So those kind of things will be interesting to watch and see where they go. Haven't read all the other ones, just kind of their basic descriptions, but I'll report on those if they gain any traction later on. We'll see what happens. Mosquito abatement meeting I have tomorrow. We're just basically approving budgets or not budgets, but paying the bills, approving our bills. Our budget's already set for the year. And met with Ryan. We went over some of the upcoming things in the agenda today and other things going on in the city, and that's always nice to catch up. I think that's about all I've got for tonight. So,
Great. Thank you. Carrie?
Yeah, I've had a slow month too, but we are gearing up. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been doing quite a bit of youth council planning for the year. On January 29th, anyone is welcome to join us at the Cache County Humanitarian Center. We're going to go do a project there for a couple of hours starting at 3:30. So if you haven't been there before or want to get to know some of the great youth in our community, we will be doing some service there. There's also an event on February 7th, and I sent a message out to the youth yesterday and told them that I would personally pay for any of them who want to participate in the polar dumpster plunge.
When is that? What's the date on that?
It is February 7th. It goes from 10 to 2 at Next Meter. The youth council is going to meet there at 11, and their entrance fee is a donation for clean water. And so they're doing the dumpster plunge as a fundraiser. And I'm just wondering how much we need to raise to get the mayor
A lot.
to plunge.
A lot. In fact,
So-
I'll donate to not do it.
Okay, there we go. We'll take the mayor's donation to
My
not
grandchildren
plunge.
did it last year, and at first they went, "Oh, I don't know." They probably went
It's
in
so
10
fun.
times. They loved it.
Yeah, so I also told my high schoolers, any of their friends and then that want to do it, I'll pay their entrance fee and they can go jump in a dumpster of cold water. And then they do have a portable sauna that's
They
coming.
do.
And so that will also be a fun part of the event. And
And we love Next Meter. Next Meter is one of our wonderful corporate business here in town, and they are so supportive and such a great member of our community. So bring your friends.
and I personally love the cause. It's actually the organization that I work for as my day job that they are donating to. So when I go to Africa each year, I'm checking up on projects that Next Meter is also helping to fund. So they've become heavily involved in clean water in Africa as well. We also have the day at the legislature, which the mayor has helped to arrange, and that will be on February 13th. The kids don't have school that day, so it'll be fun to take some of our council representatives. Janelle and I will at least be going if anyone else wants to go. That's a Friday, and we'll be gone from 8 to 3. We'll stop for lunch. And the youth tend to love that. They always wish they knew more about the legislature after they go. They're not really interested in learning about it on the way there, but on the way home, they're a lot more curious. And so that's a fun tradition. I've also been gearing up We have 19 youth going to the 3-day leadership conference at Utah State. We've capped that at 8 the last few years, but we have a grant that's helping to pay for a bunch of them to go. And our youth council has just grown so much that I'm really grateful for those extra funds to be able to take these youths that are so active in community service. And then I'm also gearing up, and I was up here working before our meeting started for the Easter egg hunt. We're not going to have it Easter weekend. We're going to move it up a week to March 28th. We'll have 2 hunts, one at 11 and one at noon. There'll be a sign up. We like to cap it at 150 kids per event, and it makes it just a better experience for everyone who comes rather than having one event with 300. We try to divvy it up. So, and
Can they sign up online?
the sign up will be online. I just created it and asked my husband to send me a QR code. So that will be going to Megan shortly.
Cool.
So slow month, but gearing up for some great things. I've also been thinking a lot about my goals, and I won't take the time to report on those now. But I'm always interested in creating a sense of community, a sense of place. I'm always interested in parks and increasing communication, of course, listening and responding to residents. So those are some of my top goal priorities.
Great, thank you.
I have been spending a lot of time on the library. The county, right before our last meeting, the county funded half the budget for the library. We've had 2 board meetings since then. We have another one tomorrow night, looking for people who want to be friends of the library, help with fundraisers, public engagement, education. So if you're passionate about the library, reach out to me and we'll put you to work. LPC, the Legislative Policy Committee with the Utah League of Cities and Towns, that's just ramping up. Yesterday was the first day of the legislature, so things will get pretty busy here for the next couple of months. I have talked to some residents up in the Hillcrest subdivision that have some concerns about code enforcement. So I've been talking to staff about that, but I'm going to do some research on some federal and state codes to see what we can do to address some of those concerns. And I have the school board back, so I caught up with their board meeting. The middle school in Nibley that all the students from Spring Creek are going to be going to is 66% complete. They have the drywall, the tile. They're working on the kitchen, the cabinetry, the fire systems this week, so they're hoping to be done by June and start shifting everything, getting everybody shifted around to the right schools and resetting the Spring Creek into an elementary school. So they said it'll be tight. The teachers will be moving probably the week that school starts. So, but they're hoping to have everything rolling for next school year. And they're changing the math curriculum through the school
Again.
district. So get excited. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Speck.
Well, thank you. I want to welcome Scott. I'm happy to have you aboard and look forward to working with you. So I personally want to congratulate you. And anyway, so there's been, I met with Ryan. We took a look at the WUI map, the Wildland Urban Interface map. And as it turns out, the one that they finally generated, it came out just before the Christmas time, and it doesn't look like we have any structures whatsoever that will be affected by the wildland interface. Everything seems to be either in Logan Canyon, Blacksmith Fork Canyon, and we won't have anything affected. So we should be, I think we kind of dodged a expensive bullet there unless it changes. What's that?
Much of wooey about nothing.
Yeah, a bunch of wooey about nothing, yeah. But anyway, they did have us a little concerned for a while.
Tell him what WUI stands for so that the audience
Wildland
knows.
Urban Interface, and it's what it is a House Bill 48, I believe it is. It was passed in the late legislature, I think it was last year, the year before last year, and in that they're adopting the idea that if you build in a wildland area, you need to take some responsibility for prevention of your building getting burned, or plan on not paying to get state help to fight wildland fires. And so and it can get pretty expensive. The taxes can get as high as a little over $700 a year in your tax money to help pay for wildland fires. Even if you don't have one, you pay that kind of tax. So anyway, we dodged a bullet there for Providence. And I was happy about that because the federal, I looked at a map and it said Providence had a 93% chance of having a wildland fire. But according to the state, we kind of dodged a bullet and we're not in that area. So I don't know. Lots of maps.
So let's
out
not tell them, right?
there. Anyway, a couple items. So then I went to the Cache County Emergency Managers Monthly Roundtable, and there's quite a bit going on. We are at 84% right now on our snowpack in the Bear River Range, which we're very fortunate because we are highest in the state of Utah. But we can sure enjoy some more snow. So any of you that can swing something, go ahead and go for it. Don't stop. Anyway, we had an earthquake in Logan Canyon on January the 7th at 3:28 p.m. It was a magnitude 3. It was up around the Temple Fork area. And so, it's there.
Did we feel it down here?
I don't know that I didn't feel it. I don't know if anybody reported feeling it, but that was a 3 point. So that's a fair earthquake. And yeah, not that I know if anybody felt it. Going on, there's some items planned for through the emergency management. One of the things that's come up is sheltering people in an event of emergency. And there's some money going to be cut loose to build shelters, to look at how we might shelter people. But one of the big things that's happening today is sheltering animals. People's pets are important. And so therefore they're looking for places not only they can shelter people, but shelter animals and take their pets with them, because people love their pets. Huh, Mayor?
They do.
They do, for sure. And you got a cute little puppy. Yeah.
I do.
Yes, you do. We have some NIMS 402 training. I've mentioned this for senior and elected officials, but it hasn't given us a date yet. CERT training is ongoing. It starts January 28th, and it will be a hybrid class. A lot of it you can do online, and there will be some hands-on later in the course where you actually get involved. They're still looking for people who want to be involved in ham radio operations. Also, there is a training course scheduled for February 3rd and 4th, which is 2 days, 2 4-hour courses, and it's called an AC 20 training. And what this is how to view a building after there's been an earthquake to determine if it's safe to enter, if it's habitable, if people need to move to a shelter. And of course, this comes in as part of CERT, but this is also a training for anybody who would like to. It's free, and I've given Ty a paper on it. It's called FEMA National Earthquake Training Assistance. Ty has it. You can go online. We can publish it. You can go online and access this course, and you can self-train how to look at your building, how to look at your own house, how to look at things around you to see if you're safe to stay in, how to deal with your utilities. Some of the problems is people run out and shut their gas off only to find out they can't turn it on because they're not allowed to, because and they may not even have a gas leak. Water's another issue. Whether you turn it off, if you turn it off, the city's got to come back and turn it on for you. So there's just some issues. But if you want to self-train, This 2-day training, 3rd and 4th, is available to you free of charge. And I believe that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Brent has really taken hold of this safety training, and we appreciate the work that he's done to help us look at what's going on in the city and what we might need to do and to help the citizens in the city. So thank you very much, all of you, for your reports and the work that you do. My report includes many of the things that the council members have been involved in. I serve on a lot of committees. I chair several of them. And so my time is taken up. But what these committees help me do is to get in front of people in the city who or in the county or even in the state, on the state level, that can help us accomplish what we need. And we just submitted a million and what, a $1.2 million grant. I was able to contact our legislators in Washington, D.C., and they know me by name because I've been involved in the things that they've been involved in. So there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that help us as a city, and we just want you to know that your council members and mayor have your best interest at heart, and we are working toward making things happen in our city more than in other cities. We have more grants going on than any other city in the valley, and that's due to Ryan and his ability to write those grants and to make them happen. But the rest of the team has to help carry those out. And we do have a great team here in Providence City. So if you have an opportunity to tell your council members and the team at the city, tell them thank you because they do a great job. Next we'll close that part of the agenda, and the next thing is approval of the minutes. And so I will entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve the minutes of December 17th, 2025.
Okay, we have a motion from Brent Speth. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The next item is public comment, and let me comment for a moment. The public comments are for people to comment on something that is not on the agenda tonight. And we've done that. It's not something that we have to do, but we feel like we want to hear from citizens if they have something that they would like to comment on that is within the purview of the council. It isn't a back and forth, and it's not a discussion item. It's just something that they might want to talk about. And so we want to encourage citizens, if they have something, that they should contact one of us up here, because then we can have a dialogue and we don't have to worry about the open meeting laws. And we also decided as a group that moving public comment to the end of the meeting was probably a good idea, because when people have concerns, sometimes we would be able to address those concerns individually if it was at the end of the meeting, because we're about to end the meeting. So tonight we will take public comment at this time in the meeting, but from now on we will have public comment at the end of our meeting. So do we have anyone that would like to comment? It's not on the agenda. Okay.
Yeah, well, I sent an email, but I don't know if it came through.
Oh,
Voice come up?
did anybody get the email?
It came this morning, so I apologize.
Well, we usually check.
Yeah, I checked 5 minutes before I came in here. I didn't see it.
Where did you send it? Do you remember?
I sent it to the. Is it about pigs? Yes. Yeah. I think we've seen it. I don't know that it got out because it came in today. That's okay. So I apologize. No, that's all right.
Okay, well, in person works.
All right, thank you.
State your
for
name.
letting me come in. I'm Andrew Larson.
Okay.
This is Zachary and Stephen Larson.
Welcome.
We've moved up here from Iron County, Utah within the last 3 years, and we appreciate being here. So, I was born in Weber County and grew up on a dairy farm. And one thing that I'm really trying to instill in these kiddos is hard work and patience with animals. So last year we had the opportunity to show a pig for the Cache Valley Fair here.
Okay.
But we were able to raise it in Nibley City due to the fact that Nibley has a farm over there that they kind of let people utilize, right? So doing a little bit of, research on the laws here in Providence, a couple of the things that I found was in Title V of the Animal Regulation provisions, it talks about potbelly pigs not being allowed in the city, which makes sense. Title 10 of the zoning regulations, there's one called the Family Food Production Standards, so that allows families to raise agriculture animals up to a certain size, right? And it depends on what it is. Unfortunately, pigs are excluded from that list. And so what we're trying to do is come to the city and just ask, just obviously we'll have a discussion later about this, but just ask if there's a way that we can make some sort of exemption for 4-H students or kiddos that have proof of being part of that so that they can raise it on a half an acre. So we live up on Edgewood Drive. We love it up there. And we have a half an acre lot, just over half an acre. And we feel like our neighbors, especially with these guys taking care of their animals and working really hard to make sure that they're sanitary. Nibley thought that we did a fantastic job making sure that their facility was taken well care of. And so we would do the same thing in our own backyard. The unfortunate reason that Nibley cannot accommodate us this year is they are trying to make some upgrades with Utah State this year. And so possibly next year we'd have that, but we do want to ask the council and mayor if we could have 2 pigs in the backyard to be able to raise those for the 4 months that we have them in our care. So it wouldn't be a production of any type. It'd be more so just for these 2 to have the opportunity to learn and grow. So
And see, this is an example. If we had this at the end of the meeting, then we could go out
have a discussion.
and have a discussion and help you understand what the process is.
Make an appointment with Scarlett or myself. We'd be happy to visit with you about the next Conditional use permits and whatnot. Okay, next possible step. Yeah. perfect. That's all we had.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, young men, for coming. Okay, any other comments? Okay. We love it when you bring young people to observe what's going on in a meeting. So thank you. So we'll close that portion of the meeting and we'll go to item number 2. Over the past years, we have always had a representative from either River Heights or Providence. We've gone back and forth in having someone represent us on the Connect board. It used to be the Cache Valley Transit, and they've changed the name to Connect. And it is time for us to appoint our previous representative was Mr. Turley. What was his first name? Jeff Turley. And he has resigned. And so we needed to find someone else. And so our representative is going to represent us and River Heights. And Scott Tyre has said that he would love to help us out and go to the board meetings and report back to us and let us know what's going on. And we'll have to figure out when that is. He went to the City Council of River Heights, and they gave him flying colors. So why don't you come up, Scott? Tell us a little bit about your background, and then you can ask any questions that you might have. He's done a lot of homework already.
Well, I appreciate it. And I want to say how much we appreciate you folks, the wonderful city we have,
We do.
the hard work y'all do. my wife and I and our family really respect and appreciate what we have here. Ann and I have lived here since the 70s, raised our kids, and have appreciated it. My background, the last years of my work were mainly involved with healthcare. I worked with this firm that was specialized in helping healthcare industries like rehab hospitals, some nursing homes and others, improve, gain back their financial stability and their licensure. And that took me all over the state, and I handled most of the finances, Medicare audits and things of that nature, and computers for them. That's pretty much where I ended up. I appreciate being asked to serve on this board. They have a training meeting tomorrow,
Good.
so that's where I am. I guess if you say go, I'll go. I'll be glad to answer any questions some of you may have. But
So, any questions?
Well, I'll just make a comment. I've known Scott for a long, long time. Scott and Ann, and great people. Couldn't ask for better. So, yeah, I inspected Scott's facility when I was manager of Sunshine Terrace and other facilities, and he always kept things good and good shape, and known him for a long time. So you got my vote, Scott.
well, thank you. Brent, you kind of remind me of my friend Lyle Hilliard, who was our senator for a while. He and I went to Disneyland after we graduated from high school and worked down there for a summer. When we got home, we promised each other. Lyle wanted me to promise not to tell about him and his activities so he could be elected, and he did the same to me so I could find a job. So Brent, you're kind.
I'm sure there was nothing to report, but
I would just ask that, it'd be nice if we hear from you from time to time. I don't feel like we got too many reports from Jeff.
we didn't. And
If there's anything that you find in your service that we can do to support you and what you're doing, I think.
Well,
that
River
would be
Heights
great.
assigned me one of the counselors, and I will give them a brief memo or be available after each meeting.
well, we can
to
certainly do
answer
that.
questions, and of course I would come here or whatever you want to do. Just wondering if you have someone you would like me to report the results of meetings or any significant items.
Well, I was thinking that maybe a quarterly report from you would be nice as to what's going on, and if there are things that you're not sure how we would feel about something, certainly giving me a call, coming to us and saying, this is going on in this meeting, how do you feel about it? And
Sure.
we can put it on the agenda. We can talk about it or whatever. So we're most interested in having two-way conversations, and we can certainly assign a council member to you. So,
It's whatever you want to do.
oh, is he? Is that what we?
I was the liaison for the transit district, and so
I don't know. They might have too much fun.
Reminiscing.
They're talking about the good old days.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Life was
know.
simpler.
Brent and I are close to the same age. Maybe we'll forget why we're meeting.
well, maybe we'll have to go to Angie's for breakfast.
That
and
would
have a
remind
meeting.
us right
Yeah.
quick, wouldn't it?
On the city, of course.
No, that's right.
On the city's dime, that's where we got to hold the meeting.
Well, we're going to share that, though.
Oh, okay. Pass that around a little. That'd be fine, Scott. Let's keep in touch.
Okay.
And I personally think just a report as you feel there's pertinent information. Like it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily need to be quarterly, just when there's something,
Well, I would if
That-
there's something
that-
significant.
that
It
you and
sounds
Brent
like the-
decide needs to be addressed.
From what I know, it sounds like the board members have limited powers and responsibilities, but important ones. They hire the directors, the 4 key employees. They approve budgets. which is very important. And then, of course, they approve capital improvements and purchases and large items. The manager out there that they appoint handles all the employees and that type thing. So I think our involvement will be on a higher level of improvement, not day-to-day activity. So, and that's good.
Very good.
And Todd Butler is, I work with him on other committees, and he's really a good man, and
Yeah, they
Does a good
sound
job.
really nice, very well organized and
Yes.
on top of it. So,
yes.
yeah.
Well, we're
I-
looking forward to feedback from you and anything we can do to help you, and anything that you think that we need to know. But
Okay.
we'll turn it over to Brent to
They
decide.
they send me all the minutes of their meetings, and a lot of it's just budget items. There's no real in depth. Of course, when they were building a new facility, that was, more involved and on the. But yes, you have a kind of a overshadowing group, but they handle the day-to-day operations, the problems, the personnel, and all that
Right.
stuff, and you don't get involved with that. But we'll keep in touch, Scott.
That's fine. Be glad to.
Any other questions?
Thanks for being willing to serve.
Yes.
We're grateful for community
Yes.
members as good as you.
Well, I'm glad to be asked, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. Thank you. And
You.
I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Scott Tyre as the city representative on the Connect Board.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 100% flying colors.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm going to excuse myself at this time. I have another little commitment. So
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Scott.
you very much.
And don't hesitate to call us if you need us.
Okay.
Please.
That's a good thing to know.
Yes.
We'll call you from Angie's.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, let's go to item number 3, Resolution 01-2026, updated city fee schedule. Providence City Council will review, discuss, and may take action on a resolution that updates the city's fee schedule for the upcoming 2026 calendar year. So, Ryan,
Yep, I'll take it.
I'll give it to you.
All right. If I can get it on the screen here. All right, if I go down, so this shows all of the changes. So some of these are, formatting. So we left formatted this. Those in blue are the kind of the changes. So I'll just kind of walk down. Wasn't any changes to animal control, or those fees. Business license didn't have any change. Cemetery, we added a little asterisk here. A little asterisk, and tied it to this asterisk here. So that's all that is. So the burial space amount didn't change, just a little asterisk on the front, and it ties to this limit here, which it didn't change, just the asterisk. So we're just grammatical or a kind of little formatting changes here. This 30-minute increment, so that we made it clear that we would charge for. So if they went a minute over, it gets a 30-minute increment. If they went 31 minutes over, it gets a 31-minute of the hour increment. So it just clarifies that rather than whether it was prorated, whether it was an hour increments, anyway, there was just some confusion on how that happens. We don't get very many of those. It's really there for a deterrent, so that we have enough time to close the grave, before it gets a safety problem of too dark, and then we have to leave it open for a day, the next day, and we want to be able to have that. So we have time frames that we can close those safely, and that's kind of what that's about. So we haven't collected. I don't think we've collected any money on it, really. I believe it really is a deterrent, and that's what that fee's there for, is to deter people from extended periods of time delaying the actual closing of the grave spot. So anyway, no change in dollar amount. We get over to the fiber. We're adding a tier, the 8 to 10 gig tier. I know on yours it said up to. I've changed that to 8 to kind of clarify in terms, but that's what's being meant is the 8 to 10 gig tier at a $58 fee. And we have just a few that have wanted to go to that level of service. And so we've added that. And service, on the open market, it's sold as a 10 gig, but in true service, it ranges between an 8 to 10, depending on the overhead of providers. So it's kind of a range inside there. But anyway, so that's what that's being added. So those are the dollar amount ones. We've added a few other ones to the list, a sign permit. So if somebody comes and wants to put in a sign on their building, we evaluate that permit. Site plan and condominium plan. If they take a commercial business and sub that into condominium spaces, then we have a application for that, and and we're proposing a fee. Tennis, we're just updating the tennis lesson fees that are being charged. The sewer is going up by 5%. That 5% kind of follows what Logan implements, raises to us on the treatment, and we need to pass that on. So if we ever had our own treatment plan, could control that cost, then we could avoid increases. But at this point, we're subject to Logan's increases, and so
Found $88 million yet.
I have not. I told the bank that if they could give us 60 million and I only had to give 30 back, then we could probably, start looking at that.
Did they go for it?
They didn't. But I keep asking, and I haven't found.
You know
a
what
grant
the
for it.
adage is? If you say it long enough and loud enough,
Maybe they'll do
go
it.
for
it.
I keep
people
doing
start
it.
believing it.
I keep doing it. I look for grants for it, but I can't find the 30 million extra to build the treatment plant on our own. So we're left to.
Thanks for trying.
I'm
Thanks
trying.
for
I'm
looking.
trying. But
I'm working on Representative Moore.
yeah, good. The stormwater, that's up 2%. We're just trying to continue to build and make some improvements. We did stormwater improvement on that first the east side of that was a stormwater improvement, trying to get the water to not be inside the road, that drainage. We have a few other pieces of that puzzle we're working on, but that's a 2% increase there. We expect to increase that over time slowly, so we can continue to build that fund. It's probably our least funded government fund, enterprise fund. Garbage, this is going up. These rates are going up by 2.5%. We have a contractor that provides our labor. We have to increase theirs. They have a yearly increase on theirs, and we have because we bought some new trucks. As we age those trucks, we'll have more cost over time, and so we have that. But to note, the consortium, which we did not participate in, is having a 5.5%, which is what they had last year. We had a 2.5%. If we continue on this pace, they do 5.5% and we do 2.5%. Over the next 7 to 9 years, we will have saved $800,000+ for our residents in rates. So we expect over that period of time, we're saving a significant amount by being able to have lower rate increases. But we do have some increases. We expect, we'll have to have increases at the landfill and have to have other increases. But at this point, we're certainly trying to keep that lower than the consortium. The Cache County compost fee, they no longer charge that to us, so we're no longer charging that. So that's a deduct. And then we have we're adding 3 new tiers, and this will affect those that are using vast amounts of water. If you can imagine, 95% of our users would use well under 300,000 gallons. So if they use under that, then there's no rate changes. But if they're over 300,000 in a month, That's a lot of water in a month. If they're over that, then we're having a tiered increase. And then over 500 to over 500,000 to a million and over a million. These are to try to help promote conservation for those that use a vast amount. We have, I personally contacted everyone that was over that number in December. And we reached out, either myself or Public Works Director have reached out about possible water leaks evaluation. And so we don't have a very many that exceed that number, but it is important to conservation. One of the things we've kind of spent some of this money on and some of our other funds on is to improve our water system. We have a metering system that can now read the meters every day, and we get hourly data for that usage. So we can identify who has expected water leaks. We could identify them within a very short period of time, and communicate out. As we learn more about this system, there is a customer facing. There's that we could implement. We haven't got to that point yet. We still have about 500 to 600 meters left to be installed to get us fully reading everybody's, but we're over 1,900 meters that have been updated so that we can read on this level of detail. And so anyway, that is the proposed increases and changes. So, any questions?
I'll just give you an example. We were able to identify my water usage. There's, when I water in the summer, I have a commercial clock. And so there's a lot of watering going on, and it's overwatering. So whoever's the person that's programming my clock has not erased the old information, and I'm double watering. And this showed it. It shows every day what I use. So tonight at midnight, it will show the water that I used today. We're not up to the moment. It's not real time right now, but it's within 24 hours. And we had another home that they went from how many gallons?
6,000.
We had some that were 6,000 a day. They were going from 100 a day to 6,000 a day. We let them know, and one of them found a frost-free tap that had been leaking, and they were able to isolate that and shut it off, and they're going to reduce significantly. I mean, they're going to reduce 6,000 gallons a day. That's a significant amount. We had another one that was a business that was using water. They had a valve that was air pressured. So when the employees left at the end of the night, they shut off the power, and that air valve, after the air had released out, the valve opened, and it was a full stream of water out of that valve. And their reduction just in the last week was probably 200,000 gallons of savings.
So we saved them what,
identified it.
$50,000 for the
We
year?
probably will have saved them $50,000 over this next year because of identifying.
And they
what
would
we can-
never have known that had we not had this system that looks at that.
So anyway, it's kind of manually investigating, but at this point the information and data is there. So anyway, we're working on it and making improvements. So anyway.
So, I'll entertain a motion for the updated city fee schedule.
I'll make a motion to accept the updated Providence City fee schedule.
Okay, we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Awesome. Okay, item number 4 is our Providence City goals, council goals and assignments. Ryan and I met almost a month ago and went over these and said, you know, what makes sense for each of us to take on as we have a new council member coming on. So we made some changes to the assignment, and you've had a chance to look at those, I hope. And so do we want to have any discussion on it? Changes that we need to make?
So, Mayor, I need to ask one question. I think I know the answer, but I've been assigned fire. So, will I attend the Cache County Fire District meetings? Is that what your intent is on that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I will.
And bring those reports back to us and let us know with things like the WUI. That was kind of a surprise to us as we began to hear about that from the Utah League.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh dear, we better pay attention to this.
Well, I will make sure that I'm contacted and attend those meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
If you need a name, we can get that for you, but you know the people well enough that you could give them a call and
I will get
they
in
can
touch
send
with
you
them
the
and-
agenda.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be a participating,
No, I'm not on the board.
observing.
I'm just
Right.
I'm just their representative from
Right.
our city. Yes.
Other questions about assignments? You okay with them? You saying Yahoo or uh-oh?
Supposed to tease Carrie about lightening her load or something. That's about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to lighten the load. I do the Cache Valley Economic Alliance. What's your vision for my participation with that?
I think it's a meeting a quarter, maybe.
Maybe Sean Milne. We'll have to get with him. Let me get with him and see what it would entail and get you minutes and meeting stuff.
Okay.
I was in 2 meetings with him today, so
I did just update the Cache Valley Transit to the correct name on.
Okay.
thing, So
Thank
anyway,
you. I thought of that, but
I noted that, and
we can take
I thought,
care
oh
of
wait, I did note that. So
so it wasn't Connect. It was
I had it on as Cache Valley Transit. They
It's
they
Connect.
renamed, and so it's Connect. So
usually what they do is they put Connect and then they put brackets around the Cache Valley Transit because that's what people still call it.
So I've previously had the assignment of the Cache County Visitors Bureau, and previously I'm reaching out to them again. But when I've reached out to them before, they don't have any regular meetings or any board or anything. So I've just like offered my input and service, but it's been like minimal contact. Is that?
That's kind of
I
how
mean,
Julie operates.
Yeah.
Um,
I see her everywhere because I go to all the things.
yeah, yeah, and she does a fabulous job. I love her commercials that she does.
Yeah.
But they don't have a board. But keeping in touch with her, I think, is a good idea.
Okay.
I think
Great.
going to their things is a helpful thing for us, so we know what's out there and has Providence's face there.
And maybe
Yeah.
take a look at their website and tell us anything that's coming up that you think we should participate
Okay.
in.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Advertise.
Okay.
Because she has a ton of stuff going on.
Right.
So
One of my best friends is Cache Valley Buzz, and so she's regularly hooking us up with opportunities to go to events, and it's super fun.
She's a little crazy.
She got on the cam at last night's game 3 times. They just kept on the jumbotron. Unfortunately, we were sitting next to her, so
you got on.
I was sitting there going, well, my husband was dancing as well, which is becoming
it's
a
not his
pattern.
first time on the
It's
cam.
becoming a pattern, and I'm a little uncomfortable with it.
Not his first time on that camera.
Dancing.
Yeah.
No.
it's 5 seconds of fame.
Oh, it's longer than 5 seconds, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Seems like an hour.
Is this the Utah State game?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay. So, I will entertain a motion to accept the assignments. Scott?
Well, then I have to read it over here. I can't see it. All right.
It's right there.
Let's see. So I move that we accept the Providence City Council goals and assignments.
4.
Number 4.
For
Or
20.
for 2026.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So we have a motion.
I'll second.
Okay. We have a second. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So now we're going to do a training for the council. All of you are welcome to stay if you'd like. This is a state mandated training, and so we're going to watch about a 7-minute video, and then we will probably take a quiz. Do we have to take a quiz, Ty? Oh, we just have to watch it. Tell us what our responsibilities are.
It's the kind of training we like. 7 minutes. We can.
We can handle that.
It's great to see some scouts here. Thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank
Good
you.
scouts.
Thank
Thanks.
Coming, guys.
And some future.
And you'll make an appointment? Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's have the video.
So what is the Open and Public Meetings Act?
This is a drawing.
It's the state law that ensures government actions and deliberations are openly conducted. Before we continue, keep in mind that this video is an overview and exceptions may exist based on your entity type. We focus on local government, not state requirements. When in doubt, read the law and consult with your legal counsel. So what's considered an open and public meeting? It's when a public body quorum, also known as a simple majority, meets to discuss or act upon government business. It includes the meetings sometimes referred to as workshops or executive sessions. Regular meetings, public hearings, electronic meetings, and emergency meetings are all open and public meetings. Open and public meetings don't include chance or social meetings. A public hearing is a type of open and public meeting where citizens have a reasonable opportunity to speak. Public hearings happen when a government adopts a budget, imposes or increases taxes or fees, or transfers money from an enterprise fund. These meetings have extra notice and posting requirements and won't be addressed in this video. An electronic meeting is a type of open and public meeting that's convened electronically, such as via phone or the internet. Remember, the governing body must adopt a resolution, rule, or ordinance allowing and governing electronic meetings. OPMA adds additional requirements too. An emergency meeting may be held to discuss an urgent matter due to unforeseen circumstances. In order to hold the meeting, the best notice that's feasible is provided of the time, location, and topics to be considered. An attempt is made to contact all governing body members, and the governing body majority approves the meeting. An open and public meeting may be closed to discuss any of the following: a person's character, competence, or health, collective bargaining, litigation, certain real property transactions, including any form of a water right or water shares with specific restrictions, security personnel, devices, or systems deployment, investigations of criminal misconduct, and private or protected information for the Utah Procurement Code, including trade secrets. A closed meeting may be held only if a quorum is present and the meeting was properly noticed. 2/3 of the governing body present at the meeting need to vote yes to close a meeting. Quick math lesson. 2 divided by 3 equals 66.7%. Let's say your governing body has 5 members present at the meeting. If 3 out of 5 members vote yes, that equals 60%, which is not equal or greater than 66.7%, which means you're 1 member short and would need 4 out of 5 members to vote yes. During a closed meeting, a governing body can't interview someone applying to fill an elected position, discuss filling a midterm vacancy or temporary absence, discuss the character, competence, or health of a person whose name was submitted for consideration to fill a midterm vacancy or temporary absence, approve any ordinance, resolution, rule, regulation, contract, or appointment, or take a vote, unless it's a vote on a motion to end the closed portion of the meeting and return to an open meeting. When a governing body closes a meeting, the following must be publicly announced and entered into the minutes of the open meeting at which the closed meeting was approved. The reason or reasons for holding the closed meeting, the location where the closed meeting will be held, and the vote of each member of the governing body either for or against the motion to close the meeting. If a closed meeting is discussing a person's character, competence, or health, or security personnel, devices, or systems deployment, or several other exceptions, mostly related to state bodies or project entities, no recording or minutes are required. However, the presiding member needs to sign a sworn written statement stating such. If the closed meeting is held for any other reason, a recording must be made, which includes date, time, and place of the meeting, names of members present and absent, and names of all others, except where disclosure would infringe on the confidentiality necessary to fulfill the original purpose of closing the meeting. Regular open and public meetings require 24 hours notice. The public notice includes the meeting agenda, date, time, and place. Public meeting agendas need to include reasonably specified topics to be considered, with each topic listed under a separate agenda item on the meeting agenda. The governing body may not consider a topic in an open meeting that wasn't on the agenda. If a new topic not on the agenda is raised by the public during an open meeting, the governing body may discuss the topic. However, final action may not be taken on the new topic during that meeting. Additionally, entities holding regular meetings scheduled in advance over the course of the year need to provide annual notice of the entire year's meeting schedule. The notice must include date, time, and place for each meeting.
Notice is posted on the public body's website, in a public location such as the location where the meeting will be held, and on Utah's public notice website in accordance with Utah Code 63G-30-102.
Typically, posting on the public notice website is done by the records officer, recorder, or clerk. However, it's the governing body's responsibility to ensure notice is provided. State Archives has prepared a training manual and quick guide for owners and posters, as well as training videos that can be accessed at their website, archives.utah.gov. Written minutes and a recording are kept of all open meetings, with few exceptions. Written minutes include the date, time, and place of the meeting, the names of members present and absent, the substance of all matters, names of citizens providing comments, the substance of the comments provided, any information a body member requests be entered into the minutes or recording, and a record by individual member of each vote taken. A body with elected members must record each vote in list format by category for each action taken by a member, including yes votes, no votes, and absent members next to each member's name. A recording must be a complete and unedited record of all open portions of the meeting from beginning to end, and be labeled with the meeting date, time, and place. All or any part of an open meeting may be independently recorded by any person in attendance if the recording does not interfere with the conduct of the meeting. Pending minutes means written minutes of an open meeting in draft form subject to change before being approved by the public body that held the open meeting. Pending minutes must contain a clear indication, such as a draft or pending watermark, that the governing body hasn't yet approved the minutes and that the minutes are subject to change until the public body approves them. Approved minutes means written minutes of an open meeting approved by the public body that held the open meeting. Entities must establish and implement procedures for the public body's approval of written minutes. Public meeting pending minutes, approved minutes, and recordings are public records under GRAMA. Any individual who publicly presents information relating to an item on the public body's meeting agenda must provide a copy of the information for inclusion in the public record. Make pending minutes available to the public within 30 days. Within 3 business days after approving written minutes of an open meeting, make approved minutes and any public materials available at the Utah Public Notice website, the entity's primary office, and the entity's website. Within 3 business days after holding an open meeting, make an audio recording of the open meeting available to the public for listening.
Running breaks your joints.
Was that
Okay.
fun or what?
Well, it was short, so that was good. We always have to be careful about the open meetings law, and occasionally, when we go to Utah League, we're always very cognizant of what we talk about and what kind of things that go on when we're all together. So anyway, questions, comments?
Just when they made the comment about having a policy about electronic meetings, I know we did that when in 2020 when COVID hit, but was that in perpetuity? Did it have a deadline, like a cutoff?
I think it's in perpetuity.
Okay.
We allow you to participate through the Zoom, and we continue to use the Zoom as our
Yeah.
Our
I
go-to?
knew we did do it, but I just thought, well, I didn't remember if that had a
I don't know whether we have a
deadline. Like,
Zoom.
Anyway.
We can look into it, but I think it's kind of a continuation. We haven't changed. We're all in person, and we like that. But if you needed to be, we would allow you to participate virtually just as you had before.
And then a closed session question. Sorry, I always have questions.
Questions are good.
When they said you have to have 2/3 of the members, is that members present or all members?
Correct. No, 2/3 of the members present.
Okay.
Well, we don't make any decisions unless we have a quorum. So.
Well, but 3 is a quorum, so I didn't know if
In
it was
that it
total
said again-
members.
It said
So-
all of them.
Didn't it say you had to have, was that, are you referring to when they vote to have a closed meeting or end
Yeah.
a meeting?
Yeah, closed meeting.
Okay, he said 67%, so that's more than 2/3. I mean, it's 2 out of 3, that's all you need?
Well, we can start a
No.
meeting with 3 council members.
Okay.
Quorum, so that's what
You
my
can
question-
start a public meeting, but you can't start a closed session. If there's 3 of you and you start a closed session, then you're gonna have to have all 3, well, 2 out of the 3. If there's 5 of you and you need 4 out of the 5 to vote to go in,
Okay.
we've never had
There's only 3 of us present.
then you have to 2 out of 3.
2/3.
Yeah,
It's present. It's who's
Right.
present.
correct.
It said the members or the public participating must provide written copies of what they are presenting. Surely they don't have to have written to present to us for everything they say, because we capture that on the tape or on the recorder.
Comment, I will attach it to the minutes.
Right.
On the record, stating on the record, that's the record.
Okay.
They're welcome to give me handouts and stuff, but the gentleman here didn't have anything. He just made a statement,
Right.
and that's his comment.
Okay.
So, after watching this video, the way we've been handling business, are there any areas where we need a heads up? Is there any areas where we're maybe not doing quite as well as we should? Or do we feel like we're moving along quite well?
I think we do pretty well, actually.
I think we do really well not having excess closed sessions. You compare some of the other cities, and they have a closed session every time they meet, and you'll find that we don't have that tendency, and we try not to have many of those. There's few throughout the year that we have, but there's other ones that have it. I've been to a council meeting just in the last month of a different cities. That they had long discussions on things that were not on the agenda, and that's a problem. And I see the furrowed eyes. That's exactly right. That's why I think we're doing well, because when it's not meeting right. If you have that and you automatically hear of somebody else doing something that hey, that's not supposed to be, then we're successfully doing it right. If you were surprised by anything in this, let me know. But I'm hoping that nothing surprised you, that because we're following much of that. Might be questions of where we're still doing something the same, but there wasn't much surprise, I don't believe. I don't think you were surprised by any of those pieces of the puzzle.
I think we have to extend a hand. Congratulations to our mayor, the way she handles the meeting. She stays on agenda. She keeps people on track.
I try to.
And I think that's a great thing. It keeps our meetings from going into 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night because we stay on track, we stay on agenda, and we move forward in an expeditious manner.
Well, you also get, the council members also gather information beforehand. So we don't have to we need to answer questions and talk amongst ourselves. But I appreciate that everyone comes prepared to talk about those items. So it makes a huge difference in the way our meetings run. And the fact that we only have one meeting a month. I was talking to River Heights, and they're considering just going to one, just because why have a meeting just to have a meeting, just because you said you'd have two? So it means that we have to be better organized.
Be more proficient.
But I feel like we probably come in with more information because we have one meeting a month. So I appreciate the preparation that everyone does. So thank you all. Okay, staff reports.
All right. I'll give that a few things. I visited Hillcrest Park today and met with the installer of our new playground up there, and we're excited for that to be coming. It's been ordered, it's been delivered to their warehouse, and they're working on timing of getting that scheduled. In fact, they're gonna, I think they're calling Blue Stakes in today or tomorrow so that they could start to get an idea.
So we've had such great weather that they can do it. That's awesome.
Yeah. This will be the time it will change, but we're working towards that. So that will be fun to see a playground go in on that park and see some of the progress there. And then we're looking at restroom and pavilion next. And so that will finish that tier. We hope to finish maybe that tier this year. And then we'll go down, if we can get some more money, we'll go down to the next tier and look at pickleball or multi-use sports court. And so anyway, we're looking at that. So that's the Hillcrest Park. We had our geotech done along First East, along that spot where the retaining wall is being proposed. So they have drilled it. They're evaluating the tests, and so we haven't seen a report back yet, but we will. So that's progressing. 200 East is the design is starting. We've had some little obstacles with UDOT to get things going with our engineer, but that design will start. So anyway, that's going to happen. Then the 1200 South sewer line with Logan, that expansion, is currently under a 90% review. So they've gotten about 90% design stage, and obviously we have many more steps, as we've learned. And 90% isn't 90% totally done. That's just the terminology for the design. But we have a few more reviews and things like that. But that's a joint project with us and Logan. They're hitting up most of the design, and most of the review, and most of the technical expertise, and we're responsible for most of the payment. So kind of works out, I guess.
Anytime you can assign somebody else to do most of the payment.
So
Bill.
Anyway, we cover the bill, they cover the design, and but we've been well involved, and so anyway, we're working on that one. Mayor mentioned the grant for the Grandview, and we've got that submitted for the land purchase. Part of that property was donated, and so that would be most of the match. So this is a 50-50. grant to match, and most of what has been contributed by the developer would be what we're counting towards match. So we'd have a small payment to go along with that, but
Gives us
Um,
more money to do improvements.
it would save us if we can get it. We haven't gotten it. It'll take months to find out, but we've submitted. We're looking for other ones so we can get other things submitted. And so anyway, we're making progress. The meters, I talked about that, and just kind of gave you that update. But we're making good progress. That's going to be a great thing for us. So park reservations are open. So we're seeing those. We have, you'll find, and this is going to be an odd request, but I invite you to go to one of our public restrooms this next summer and go in. If you haven't been and visited, I'm going to brag that we probably will have the best public restrooms in the valley starting this year. We have gone through and redone the floors. The oldest petitions will now have been replaced by the time we open up again, and we have 2 more facilities to do, and we will have resurfaced all the floors and all the bathrooms that we have, the public restroom, the parks and that, and they look good. And I know, in our business we talk about garbage, sewer,
And
water,
bathrooms.
and bathrooms, and I'm passionate about the utilities that we have, and although most people take them for granted, we will have the best. Anyway, I've been to many of them and seen them because I have those issues that I've had as a youth for my entire life. I have problems with those, and so I have been to many of them and seen them, and I can tell you how disgusting some are, and I can tell you that ours were going to be the best in the valley. So I'm pretty excited for a user of that facility, and that I'm happy that we've made such a progress. I sit on the Spring Creek Water Company board, and what a joy that is. To watch the progress that has been made from the time I came to the time today, and just the collaboration we have among that board is a great thing, and I credit a lot of them, and I credit our staff, and I credit the working with the council when you came on board. That is a great working relationship we have, and we look to find more ways to find more ways to use the water better, and so anyway, it is going really well. Another one that we're working on, this will come, and I kind of want to give an introduction a little bit, if that's the right terminology. Right now, some of you have seen and been referenced, especially in the First East and some of the other things with sidewalk or whatever. You've seen and heard about our design standards and specifications. And up to this point, we have maintained our own design standards and specifications. And that has been the guiding document that we use when we construct. And that's the details of what we use, the depth of concrete, the depth of asphalt, the amount of crushed gravel we put in, what our water meters look like and what size they are, and all of that very, very down nitty-gritty detail. We have been in the process, it's been part of the budget, but we've been in the process over the past year to update that standard. And what we're moving to is more of a uniform standard that is kind of the gold standard in the industry. And that is to adopt the national standard, the APWA national standard, and then make modifications from that. That's what Logan does. That's what Nibley does. There's about 50 cities that are ahead of us in this. We'll
50
be the,
cities out of, what
out
is
of
it,
the state.
263, something like that?
260, 265, 63, yeah, over 260. So there's about 50 that are ahead of us. So we're not on the bleeding edge of doing this, but we are on more the early adoption. We'll be the third city out of 18 in the valley to do this, and really it is about making uniform standards, and so as we adopt the gold standard in the industry, the APWA, and then we'll have Providence specific items, and we will go from a fairly large book of our own standards to an even larger one for theirs. They cover more, but our personalized will be reduced vastly. Maybe from a couple hundred pages to maybe a couple dozen, maybe even less than a dozen. And this will let us, so that as builders, developers, whoever comes in our city, it will be fairly standard, and we'll be able to just show them what our exceptions to the rule is. And we have to take some things out of this spot and out of that spot, and some of the some unraveling will need to be done in our code to get this consolidated together. And so we'll take some of this to the Planning Commission first and have them have a public hearing and do this. I reference this kind of like a change in a master plan. This is a whole new set. So you won't see red lines because there would be so many red line and reduction. It is a set aside what was and adopt what is or what will be. And so this will be a adjustment, but it will move us to the gold standard in that we will move to that, and we're proactive to do that. We support the state to promote that to others, because it would make it consistent for builders, developers, and cities to follow mainly the main same standard, if that makes sense. So anyway, we've been working, we put a lot of time into it, and we're just working through some of that finalization from the staff side, and then we're going to take it up through. You may see this as early as February is what our hope is. So anyway, that's coming along, and you'll see some change to that. And so anyway, that's kind of our hope. Give you a preview.
It makes it easier for the inspectors. They don't have to learn our code. They can go by the national code. It's just better all the way around. Everyone understands what everyone else is doing, which makes it much easier.
Yeah. We have some things that are special to us. We've chosen certain meters, certain fire hydrants. We've chosen certain things that fit to us specifically, but 99% will be fitting to the national standard. So anyway.
So is Sunrise Engineering working with you on that, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
That's the American Public Works Standard. Is that what PW stands for?
APWA, American Public Works Association Standards. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
I
So
can double check that, but yeah.
as we deal with building codes, which are national standards, this is the Public Works Standard.
Correct. And well, we've adopted the International Building Code,
Sure.
but this would be similar to doing that. Yeah. Rather than us having our own.
Exceptions.
Right. Yep. So anyway, that's coming. Ty, anything else you wanted to look on? Scarlett, anything else? Okay. Well, we've got you to 7:30, so.
I got one question.
All right.
It'll be short.
I'm sorry, no questions.
When they go down 12th South,
Yeah.
they going down the road, or
Yes.
will they be in the middle of
Yeah.
12th South Road?
Yeah, you'll find a detour.
Okay.
That road will be closed.
Okay. Because I know it runs along the south side,
What are they doing?
right now, the sewer line.
The sewer line. We're going to put in a new sewer line right in that road, and that road is going to be closed from the highway to the highway.
1700 is going to be a mess.
It's going to be such a mess.
I'm just giving you notice that we've been talking about this,
That
but
we
that,
should leave town when?
Go
When
to
do you think they'll
Walmart
close
from the
it?
north
I need to
side.
tell
just
my,
shop at Macy's and not Walmart, not at the south side.
North side of Walmart.
You can go to the north side of Walmart, but not on the south side. It will cut that traffic. I don't know the when. We're in design. We haven't
Okay.
bid it out to construction, but
I hope
but
it's
probably
not
all
during,
summer.
I hope it's not during hay season.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
It'll probably be during the grand opening of the motel.
The motel will probably have to. Honestly, the motel will probably have to postpone their grand opening until
They probably
until
will.
the sewer's done. I mean, they probably will not be able to open until spring or until fall at least. They will have wished they had the other access that we told them they should have, but
Right through our property.
through
yes.
Providence. But anyway, that's them.
That's the penalty.
They will
for
not.
complying.
Yeah, they won't have a sewer line until this is done. So I don't know why they would open before.
As soon as we know, we probably ought to let my farmer know, and also Jason
and
Miller.
30,000 other people.
Yeah, well,
One other quick question: are they replacing a sewer line or laying one to the side of it?
Yes.
Both.
Some of both. Yes.
Some of both. Okay.
Yep. And if you can imagine, and I mean I can talk sewer, and so we can go into this for a while. But yeah, at some points at this, when they update the line, we'll have to actually pump around. So they'll pump out of the manhole, have the sewer line on top of the street, and then go back into a manhole.
They did that on Second North.
Yeah, so some of that's going to happen. It's going to be so much fun. That road will be closed. So in front of Watkins, it'll be closed
And the
for months.
And the panhandlers won't need to stand there. Walmart.
Yeah, yeah. They will. They'll be able to come from 89 in, but this is 12th South going across. It doesn't curve up, so you can get to Walmart from the north light 89, but this will come and basically you can draw a straight line from Highway 165 to 8991, not to the light, not the curve around to the light, but straight. If
It
you
follows the old road. Where the road
yeah,
used
I
to
don't know
go
where the Ute Road
before it
used to
came
go.
out.
The old road.
So I don't know that reference, so
12th
I'm
South
sorry.
used to be straight.
At Angie's, that's what you talked about at Angie's with
So-
Scott.
12th South used to be straight.
Well, at this point, the sewer line probably
Yeah,
followed
follow
that,
that,
and
yep.
and that's where this line's going to go. So
do not go east on
That's right.
or west
Yeah.
on 1700 South. Yeah,
No,
that's
on-
going to be a
on
problem
12
during hay
South.
season.
12th South, not 1700.
I know, but
Will go on
they're going to be going
Oh,
on
you'll be on 17.
1700
Sure you will.
South.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, everything will go on 1700 South,
or
or
out on the
something
highway.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or 89 and 165.
So
Okay, that's my question.
yes, so at this point, 12th South, it's coming. It's coming like a freight train. It's coming. We're letting you know. This is your notice. If you haven't heard it, each meeting up to here, this is happening. And we're at 90% design. We're going to go out to bid this summer, probably 4 to
Blame
6
Logan.
months.
We're paying for it, but let's blame Logan.
Logan
for
has
this.
designed it. It's their road.
This is a Logan.
Please contact
problem.
Logan.
If you've got
We're
a
just
problem,
funding.
call Logan.
But they will be over
Logan.
over that. It's in Logan.
It's in Logan.
It is servicing us. We are paying for it, but it is their road, their design. So yeah, it will be
They're claiming the pipe, so
ultimately it will be their pipe that we're putting in. Yes.
So Deputy Wallentyne, is this good information for you to know?
so glad you came.
And I also remember when there was just a stop sign on First North in Providence and the highway.
We want to go back to that?
Huh? Well, I think the stoplight is probably, there's enough accidents with the stoplight. We don't need to go back to that. But I remember that stop sign there. You cross the road. Johnson's trucks used to cross the road loaded with quarry rock right down that intersection.
Well, 1700 South was a dirt road.
It was. And Jack Bauer had a little shack there where you served hamburgers, and they'd stop there on the other west side of the road and buy a hamburger while they were hauling rock. Oh, yeah.
Those days are gone.
Those days are gone.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
My turn. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You don't get to make all the motions.
I didn't make all